Yo everyone, well, go Sanjo Uchiha here and welcome back to the channel. Of course, today we'll be doing another Boruto discussion. As of today, the 15th of April, we're, obviously continuing to count down to the release of Boruto Manga chapter 45. Hopefully the whole coronavirus situation doesn't affect the schedule or release of the chapter, but if it does, if it needs to happen, then fine. But as far as I know, we should be getting the chapter. And of course, today I wanted to kind of talk about Jigen and Kashin Koji for a bit. There are two characters. I've done discussions on them before, but with today's video, I think I want to specifically talk about Jigen a little bit in terms of the fate of his character and how it probably should be handled. Just some concerns I have in terms of the handling of his character going forward. Of course, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe for most things Boruto. Of course, shout out to the new and returning subscribers. And let's get right into it. So Jigen and Kashin Koji. Of course, this is a fight that I've spoken about in previous videos before, which honestly at this point it has to happen. As we know, Jigen and Kashin Koji are in our collision course, with Jigen currently at not even 10% of his power based on him recovering from his fight with Naruto and Sasuke. And we have a 48-hour window for the characters to act, which includes Konoha, Amado, the works. Now, this fight in itself does represent a perfect opportunity for Kodachi, the writer of the Boruto manga, to actually get us more invested in Kara as antagonists, as an organization that, it's the spiritual successor to the Akatsuki, quote unquote, as I would put it. But I think the investment from us, the audience, there's much to be desired there. There's more he could do, there's more he can do, if I'm being honest. I think they provide a nice touch of suspense and tension, but yeah, in terms of investment, in terms of caring about their motives and their personalities, I think there's more to it that Kodachi could do. But Jigen in particular is in a touchy situation because honestly, when I think about it, ever since the fight with Naruto and Sasuke, for all intents and purposes, I'd say Isshiki Otsutsuki was more like the one in control of that fight. At least the latter half of it. So now it kind of puts Jigen in that position where, as a character, should we still care about him? Or is all the interest and, mystery really surrounding Isshiki at this point? And Jigen's character, would it be destined to just be thrown to the wayside? That's the concerns I think myself and probably a few persons have, because Jigen right now kind of stands as a plot device, I guess, just a vessel to facilitate Isshiki and moving the plot forward with Isshiki. So it's like, what's the sense of having Jigen around at this point? Now, of course, in this fight between Kashin Koji and Jigen, I feel we'll get some more backstory where Jigen is concerned, and I think that would help to remedy or rectify the issue a bit, if not completely, because at this point we still don't know how the dynamics between Isshiki and Jigen is going. We're not really clear cut, and if like it's only like at certain points Isshiki has full control or whatever the case may be. But I think based on how it's portrayed, it does seem like Jigen does have control. So I think in terms of handling his character going forward, Jigen more than likely will still get a decent amount of screen time, because I would find it really difficult for them to just introduce Jigen as just this character to be tossed aside just like that, just for the sake of bringing back Isshiki Otsutsuki. So I think we'll be getting a decent amount of Jigen going forward, but it's definitely a cause for concern because honestly, this fight really needs to show what Jigen Jigen has to offer. Not even from a combat standpoint, but where abilities and, well, not abilities, but in terms of his story and where it can potentially go from here. Set up the tension and the struggle between him and Isshiki going forward. That's what this fight between Kashin Koji and Jigen needs to set up as well. So that, of course, by extension, that would actually help us to get more invested in the Kara organization, if I'm being honest. So that's that to look at. Kashin Koji now, in terms of his fate coming out of this fight, I don't see him dying. I see him getting injured, but escaping towards the end. Of course, his identity in itself will be a big revelation to Konoha, I feel, and that's gonna really set up the character. Like, I think some tension and drama between him and the characters based on who he truly is. And I think based on his identity as well, it's going to reinforce the whole theme of technology in this era as well. So that's one thing to look at. So yeah, but there's not really much more I can say on Kashin Koji apart from that. So yeah, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Just a little quick little ramble here for it's Wednesday the 15th of April. So yeah, let me know what you think. What are your expectations for Jigen? Tell me if you have similar concerns, of course, because I think that's something we're talking about. So in terms of Jigen's character and where it can potentially go, if he's going to be thrown aside, he's going to be wasted potential. I know persons have looked at like characters like Ao, who was killed off at this point, but could have been used for more. So hopefully we don't get a repeat of that situation there. But that's all I have for this one, people. So be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Of course, if you haven't checked out my review or impression video regarding Tower of God, probably here, then I'll definitely recommend that you check it out. Of course, the review for episode 3 should be coming today because the episode should be dropping today. But anyway, yo, see you guys in the next one.